So the people standing there just dropped off Sandy Gill. She's the biggest prostitute in Pottstown. I caught her one time shooting up under her breasts. She just got out of the vehicle and walked the way they're walking, but she stopped right here and then came across to my building. She's one of the prostitutes I'm thinking is coming in the building. She does drugs. She does tons of drugs, always has. And she prostitutes for them. And I believe her mom is living in that building, and that's where she's going. I forget her mom's name, but that was Sandy Gill. Let's see if she walks back across the street here. Somebody called her over this way. I'm sure they got her involved in some kind of scheme scam. He's getting back in the vehicle. That could have been her. He walked to the door because, no, there was three of them. Yeah, there was definitely three of them. It looked like two females. And Sandy got out first and walked toward the driveway and then came across this way. And them two walked down that way. Bald-headed dude. Or going bald. Bold enough to be bald. Might as well be bald, that type thing. I don't know where she went. But I guarantee you, if she's involved in anything, there's trouble in the neighborhood just because of that. She not only dates, I think she has a black son or daughter, I'm not sure. And she dates black men. So, in other words, she goes before the drug dealers. And 90% of them are black in this town. No, racial profiling or anything. I'm just saying that's fact. The cops will tell you that. You want weed, fentanyl, heroin, any coke, anything, you go to a black dealer. I guarantee you. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's below me now talking. Like there's a head shop. Like I said, a couple doors up this way, like 2 doors down this way, and then there's the mosque and then an Aki store up this way, and they hang in all of them. Or in front of, I should say. Definitely they go in the Aki store and the head shop. So where she got off to, I don't know. That's why I started filming it immediately. Well, I was trying to see if she came back across the street the same way she came across. Went back across, but she didn't. She either walked up to the corner, and like I said, she's going in and out of the Pollock building. So I think her mom lives there, and her daughter, Holly. And that might have been her sister, Nadine, or somebody dropping her off. I think her sister, Nadine's still alive. Now, don't quote me on that, but I know she has a living sister. Bernie Gill died. I know that in town here. Wait, is that her? That ain't her. No, it's not her. It's another female. But, yeah, she is definitely anybody that knows Sandy knows she's prostituted for years. She used to stand on King Street behind Redner's in that parking lot where you could turn around there at the auto parts store. And that's where she'd prostitute. She had a gold car. Then she was hanging in front of Redner's the last time I seen her, which was less than months ago, or just less than a year ago, I think. Maybe last summer. And now her car had a yellow or orange sticker on it, and they towed it away, I guess, or she hid it somewhere. Drove it somewhere and hid it because it's not here no more out front, but it did have an orange sticker on it. They were going to tow it away. So I'm assuming it didn't have tags or title or something on it. And now she's walking all over the place. And I think she's one of the prostitutes getting into the building. And I just heard a gentleman from this direction call her name, Sandy, and then she walked across this way like this, after she got out of that white vehicle. So she said what, and then turn her, head over her shoulder, and then looked that way, and then walked that way. So I don't know if they're going to use her in a scam, or they're just using her for, her services. I don't know. I have no idea, but I think she's coming in and out of this building, because there was a sign a week and a half ago on the back door, no prostitutes allowed in the building, and she is, you know what I'm saying? If it was no bankers and there was a banker across the street, you'd automatically assume, hey, the bankers are getting in. That must be one of the bankers. You get what I'm saying? So if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I've seen her in the building. I'm saying that she's probably one of the ones getting into the building and being left in the building by the said dope heads and drug dealers that were coming in and out of here the past couple of weekends. When I say past couple of weekends, probably the last 4 months. So when I first got here, when I first came and looked at these apartments, none of them were taken. When I came back, hold on. When I came back 3 months later, there was 3 residents living here. Now there's a girl up on the 4th, and everybody's screaming and hollering because she can't make her rent. Now how's she going to make her rent? Oh, how are you going to make your rent now? I have a video of this. The guy saying, now how are you going to make your escrow? So she was obviously either prostituting or letting him live with her. And oh my God. And deal drugs out of here, weed out of here, because he hollered up to her. He said, give me my weed, I paid for it. So he was obviously paying some of or all of her way, one or the other, for services rendered, apartment, being a live-in boyfriend, and letting him deal drugs out of there. He seems to have disappeared. He was a young, hot-headed kid. I mean, full of anger. And in between all that, there's been sneaking around my door, eavesdropping, and a lot of it is her. A lot of it is the downstairs neighbors, because they're doing nefarious shit. And I guess they don't want to get caught, so they're trying to hear what I have to say. So a lot of eavesdropping. So if they hear something they oughtn't to, well, that's on them. Quit eavesdropping. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm bitching about it all. They broke our front door twice now. Just all kinds of stuff's going on. They're trying to reverse it onto me, and he's doing this and he's doing that. No, they're dealing drugs out of here. They're running prostitutes in and out of the building. My Xfinity guy, like I said, the police can look up the Xfinity guy. He came out here to service like less than a week and a half ago. He's the one that took a picture of the sign hanging on the door. It said, no prostitutes allowed in the building, signed Brenda, whoever Brenda is. I'm not Brenda, so I didn't write the sign. So, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be hard for the police to call Xfinity and said, hey, did you have a guy named Corey come out to do a service call at 437 East High Street, and did he see a sign on the back door, and what did it say? He has a picture of it. So I keep telling the landlord and everybody else this, but oh no, it is my maintenance guys. Yeah, your maintenance guys tromping up and down the steps all night long and on the weekends. Yeah, must be them. He's naive. He doesn't want to do nothing about it. He needs security cameras in here at the front door, back door, and he actually spoke about getting them. But we'll see. So you've got a well-known prostitute living in that building. She's there. I see her just about every day walking up and down, and she's got hooker high heels on. She can't hardly walk. She looks like a chicken on stilts. Mini skirts. She dresses the part. Or, let me rephrase that. She tries to dress the part of a prostitute. And I've seen people pick her up right here, late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I know she has regulars. She used to back in the day. She would have regular gentlemen that would just come pick her up. I got to go clean an apartment. I'll be right back. Yeah, you clean them pipes. Apartment, yeah. And she come back with $125. So that was back when she was actually younger and, more fit. Let's say. What she's making nowadays, I have no idea, but I knew her. I've known her since the, I think, early or late 80s. So And it's not a known, hey, I'm well known laying up with her. I mean, I've known what she did, who she is. I know her brother. I know, her brother's girlfriend used to visit my mom when she was alive up on Chestnut and Washington Street. So Rhonda used to come up to my mom's house all the time. So I'm well aware of her family, and what they did. Bernie and Rhonda lived in the woods for 20 years smoking crack. So I'm not meeting this. I'm not nosy, but I'm that intimate with their family that I know who they are and what's going on. I'm not naive, and I'm not speculating. I'm not making stuff up. She is a well-known prostitute. Like I said, anybody that knows her well will, if they're telling the truth, tell you exactly that. She's out spreading diseases. But when I seen her when I first moved in here, I thought, man, she's still alive. I thought she'd be dead of AIDS or some kind of whatever overdose or because, like I said, I was in her house one time. She lived behind my mom's, and I went to run up the stairs to ask her something or do something, and yeah, she had her shirt off and her puppy's out, and she was shooting up underneath. So I know she does drugs. I just silently turned around and walked away. I went back down the steps. I was like, oh shoot, should have seen that. So I don't know if she was letting me know, or she didn't care, or she just needed that fix at the time. I don't know. But back then it was just predominantly cocaine around here. There wasn't. If you wanted heroin, you had to get out to the city or Allentown, maybe if you knew somebody up there. Now it's everywhere. Back, the years I'm talking about. So I know it wasn't heroin she was shooting. It was cocaine. I don't even think there was that much meth around here at that time. But oh God, I mean, oh my God. It goes on, and this town don't get any better. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Now she's 25 years older, and she's still doing the same crap she did when she was in her 20s. I mean, grow up. No, you don't even have to grow up. You don't even have to stop what you're doing. Just stay the freak out of my building. Do that elsewhere. You know what I mean? 2 blocks down, 2 blocks over. Somebody calls your name, you call them over to you. Don't come over this way. I mean, come on. And it's they get rid of all the bars in Pottstown. They allow a head shop to go up and an Aki store that stays open 24 hours a day. Where do you think the kids are going to hang? Where do you think the potheads are going to hang? Nine times out of 10, every Aki store is doing something illegal out of it. You know what I mean? They're selling weed. They're selling fake weed. They're selling, you could if they got rolling papers there and pipes, and yeah, they're probably, you know what I mean, accommodating those crowds. It's fast money, and if they stay open 24 hours a day, it gets even faster. So whoever owns that Aki store is getting rich. And I'm not begrudging him to get rich, but I don't want the bum. They're hanging here every weekend underneath the windows in cars, smoking weed, drawing the prostitutes. I mean, come on. Then the next thing you know, you get a partier that moves into this building, and guess what happens? Yep, they're drawing right inside. That's the prostitutes, the dope heads. Then you got 16 dope heads downstairs having a smoke in while you're up here hacking your lungs out from asthma. So the landlord really does need to put security cameras in here. And now that the front door's broken, I offer the police anytime. You're friends of mine. Come on in and visit me anytime you want. You can knock on my door anytime you want. You do not need a warrant. I will let you in my house. I don't have anything here. I am a teetotaler. I don't do drugs. I barely take aspirin, and I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to take pain relievers for my back. I have 2 crushed lower vertebrae. I don't even take them. I'm groggy enough without them from diabetes. I'm fatigued to no end. So 2 painkillers would knock me on my butt for hours and hours. So I don't want to go through life drooling and, you know what I mean, nodding out. I just don't want to do that. So I don't even take painkillers for my arthritis, for my diabetic neuropathy, or like I said, it's 800 milligram ibuprofen. I take them rarely. Like yesterday, it rained. I took two. It was really working my nerves, the arthritis and the pain from my crushed lower vertebrae and my knees. But it didn't help much. But I took them, and my right knee kept giving out on me. I thought I was going to have to put my knee sleeves back on because every time I would go to step, it would be a painful, like it would buckle out from under you, but it would be painful. Like two bones were rubbing together. It hurt like hell. And it was a shocking pain. So anyway, enough about me. I'm just trying to tell you, this neighborhood is screwed. This used to be a nice section of town. From Redner's all the way up to Little Italy used to be, a pleasant walk. Now I wouldn't want to go out here with a bodyguard, without a bodyguard, a guard dog, and a gun. I mean, it's ridiculous. And of course, that doesn't help when you got druggies living right there. That's a halfway house, ACA. And where do you think most of them go? You'll see them come out of there every morning and head right. They don't go to Redner's for coffee. They head right there to the hockey store where they, sell the drugs and other druggies hang out. I wonder why. And ACA hasn't caught on to this yet. Maybe the head guy's dealing drugs out of there or doing them himself. Who knows? But that's the kind of world we live in today. Everything's a mask, a front, and the Who's coined it best. It's an eminence front. It's a put on. Oh yeah, I got 20 years clean. No, you don't. I doubt you have 20 minutes clean. Well, and then you get talked to. Well, I dip and dab on the weekends. Well, I dip and dab. Well, just about every chance. So you're a drug addict. You do it all the time. Yeah, basically. So you know what I mean. You could weasel it out of him if you talk to him long enough. But he's going to AA. He's going to NA, and his life's getting so much better. Meanwhile, he's out here hustling people for change and hustling people for money and plotting to rob old people and disabled people. And that's the mask people are wearing nowadays. They put on like they're not doing this and not doing that, and all of them are doing it. And that's why I stay away from 99.99999% of them. I'm a forced introvert because I've tried going to church, and look, I understand no church is perfect. I get that. But them people are just as messed up as people at AA, NA, group therapy, anywhere you go, bowling. You know what I mean? You'll find there's nobody real anymore. Do you understand what I mean? Real. Like, I'm your neighbor, I'm going to look out for you. Nope, I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to rake you over the coals while I do it and take everything you got. It's just that way. There's no more real people in the world. They're either criminal snitches or drug dealers, or the category changes around depending on who it is and what it is. So you can't trust no one. You can't, you know what I mean? There's no being friends with them. You heard that. Well, you didn't hear it lately because it's not taught anymore. Ethics aren't taught. But it's like you don't sleep with your boss. You know what I mean? Because once the sleeping's over, you got to still deal with that man for the next 30 years. So that means you're either going to lose your job or you're going to have problems on the job. Jealousy. He's going to be sleeping with another secretary or whatever. But it's ethics. It's honor, integrity, standards, and principles too, but more ethical. And they used to say, don't get to know anybody in your building, because if you borrow and lend money, anything like that, and they don't pay it back, now you got to pass by their door every day, and it's going to cause conflict. So I've been practicing that. I don't want to get to know people in my building. I mean, practicing that my whole life, not just now. If you live in my building, I don't want to know you past hello, good morning, or goodbye. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't knock on my fucking door. Don't ask for nothing. You ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way I've always been. So I don't know. I don't know where she disappeared to. Somebody's getting her high somewhere for something. And right before I came to this address, I was homeless, so I had to go into a shelter for about 5 months. I was staying down at this motel past the police station on this same side of the street as I am, but way down the street, down from the where the Borough Hall, City Hall is now. And I seen her wandering around the parking lot. She looked like a damn zombie. I mean, she was just, looking at rooms upstairs and just downstairs, and her head was bobbing. I mean, she looked dazed and confused, clasping her hands together. I was down there with somebody else. I forget who it was. I was visiting. Yeah, I didn't have a room then. I was visiting someone else down there. That's right. And yeah, she was wandering through the parking lot like, you know what I mean? She was looking for, I don't know what. You know? Can I darn your socks? You know what I mean? That's what it looked like she was looking for. Hey, I'm a sewer. Can I sew your underwear? You know? I'm a seamstress for the band. And that was maybe not even quite a year, maybe, right around under a year or a little over a year. It was like last summer too. So I guess she's staying with her mom here. But yeah, there's something definitely brewing because they keep calling her over to the side of the street a lot. So, and she does know me, and she's not setting me up. So that's why I'm making this video about it and about her. Especially if the po-pos is watching these videos. I want them to know that's a well-known prostitute. They know it. Havilac used to know it. I forget who else was on the force back then. Judge Crop should know her very well, I think. I don't know if she's ever been in his courtroom. She's more slicker than the other prostitutes. She is blatant about it. She will stand where the other ones, pick up and drop off. But she does it at weird hours. Like, she's more slick about it. But as far as dressing like a hooker, like the way she was just dressed getting out of the vehicle, she didn't look like a hooker. So she actually goes into the back, cave and changes into her outfit, I'm telling you. And then she'll come back out with a mini skirt on and some F-me pumps. I don't know what you want to call what stilettos, what hookers wear nowadays. But she'll wobble down the street on them. And like I said, it looks like a chicken on stilts. It just doesn't fit her personality. But seeing her wear bright white F-me pumps lets you know that I'm a streetwalker. She's letting you know it without saying it. You know what I mean? That are, they look like 70s platform shoes. I mean, come on. They don't make you look attractive. They make you look like a chicken walking with stilts. Some KFC, loose on some stilts. So you'd be better in flats. Your feet would thank you, number one. Number two, you wouldn't look as goofy. If you want some, hooking tips, cut about 6-8 inches off them heels. But anyway, yeah, this is the town now. I love it. They did away with cruising, and they cruise around on these loud bicycles now with chainsaw engines on them, up and down the street all night, dropping off drugs, picking up drugs. They're running for other people. And when you ain't got that, you got pretty much prostitution during the day, at night, any time of day or night. And you got all the drug dealers trying to take over this building and that building just to, what these kids are doing nowadays that I noticed is they'll rent an apartment, then they'll rent the apartment, a room in the apartment out to homeless people. Now, the homeless people around here, 9 times out of 10, either have welfare, food stamps, or they have both SSI and food stamps. So they'll charge them for a week, a night, and they'll make money off these people, run it like a motel. And that's what I've been hearing for the past couple months. There's been people in it, even today. This is why I'm up making a video, too, because I couldn't sleep. I got woken up because they're tromping up and down the damn steps. I mean, up on my floor, I have one girl that lives in the back on the 3rd floor in room 4. You have that much traffic? What are you doing? You know what I mean? That ain't family visiting. I mean, it seemed like every 15 minutes to 45 minutes, you got somebody boom, 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 boom. That sounds like she's running a business. She's trying to make up her rent money or something. Or her boyfriend's dealing out of there, and clients are coming to see him. So they got the front door broke, so anybody can walk in, including the police. And I hope the police walk in sooner or later. Like I said, please, please, I invite you in. I'm multiply disabled. Come check on my welfare anytime you want. I'm blind. I just contacted. There's the Blind Foundation stuff right there. You know what I mean? They just made contact with me. I'm going to go through orientation with them. Hopefully, one day in the near future, I get a CNI dog, or I can make my way downtown without having to, stop every 3-4 feet, worried I'm going to get hit by a car or another pedestrian on a bike or something. While I navigate through all these, you know what I mean? Weirdos, crazies, F-tards, hookers. All right, that's it. And of course, they stole my mail here the first month I was here, and they took a shit down at the end of the steps that go down. I'm on the third floor. Actually, I'm up 4 flights of stairs, but they consider it the third floor. Room 4 is actually on the third floor. But if you go down the steps, straight at the bottom, and you'll hit a security door, a door you have to push a bar on, and then it locks when it closes. But right there, took a shit and a piss. I don't know who it was. Wasn't me. I know it had to be one of their friends or clients. That was the first month I was here. The guy from Twice as Nice, he delivered my futon. This is my futon bed right here. The back's up on it now. But had to step over it to get in the building. He dropped my futon off about 7 o'clock at night. So now my Xfinity guy seen the no hookers allowed in the back door sign on the back door, because he went out to do something with the cable, or check a cable or something, see if it was live. And yeah, so now we got no hooking signs, and apparently our front door is a public toilet. And I'm telling you, I shouldn't have to move. Part of me is hard-headed. I should not have to move from this area. I like this apartment. This is one of the best apartments I've had. The closet space is awesome. Everything fits. I like the room setup. I want to make that a computer room out here, and then this is my living room. I want to put a radio stereo or something close to a Bluetooth karaoke machine over there, so I can play music or whatever. Hook it up to my TV. Eventually get a TV. I've already got my couch and bed. You know what I mean? I got a table that I can work off of, my laptop. So yeah, I like the setup. It's not the place, it's the people. So if they could do a little bit of something, put some security cameras inside and outside the building to regulate a little bit of who's coming in and how, what they're up to, I think that would quell a lot of this. Put cameras outside up high, facing this way, and then one facing this way to see who's coming in the building, or whatever. That would help tremendously. They wouldn't be up to all these shenanigans, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be up to all this bullshit that you have to put up with on the weekends. And my suggestion is make them all of them, audio and video. You're allowed to record audio in the street, as far as I know, in Pennsylvania. Make them all audio and video. I got nothing to hide. Then you'll hear what they're up to. You can't smell what they're up to. There's no smell-o-vision yet. But you won't. In other words, you can't smell the weed smoke, but you can hear a lot of their conversations are pretty felonious or nefarious. I'm telling you, they're just up to no good all the time. So there you go. That's about. I don't know what the hell to do, but I'm not moving. I'm hard headed. I like like I said, I like my apartment. I wouldn't move out of here if somebody paid me. But I just wish it was different. The atmosphere was different. The better grade of people, I guess, or whatever. I don't want to. Listen, I'm no better than anybody else. I grew up in the gutter. I was a resident of Penn Village, so till I was 6 years old. So I'm not, knocking anybody's lifestyle or this, that, and the other, but I just choose a different way. And my philosophy is I don't want to smell it, taste it, touch it, hear it, or feel it. And we'll get along great. So If you like humping donkeys or giraffes, well, hump them in your apartment. I don't want to taste it, touch it, feel it, smell it, or hear it. Don't drop it off on my doorstep. That's all I'm asking you. You do you, and I'll do me. And if your lifestyle overlaps mine for any reason, I have to say something. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am. And if I say something to you and nothing's done, then I go to the landlord. Then I go to the police. I mean, I'm not trying to be a cop caller or a snitch or anything like that. But I don't want to be involved. I don't, and I definitely don't want to be associated with you because when they bring you down, I don't want to go with you. So you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like that. I met people like that. They'll bring you down just to save their necks or whatever. You know what I mean? That ain't happening. I might look like a Mark or a Patsy, but no. So I guarantee you they're up to something with this Sandy Gill. That's why I preeminently made this video because I know, or at least I gave my YouTube page to Judge Kropp. I called him and told him about my YouTube page. So hopefully the cops are looking at this video and all my videos on my wall and YouTube page, and hopefully they can decipher what's going on here. And so. And again, I've contacted the landlord, through my caseworker since the first week I moved in here when they took a crap down at the bottom of the steps. So I've been in touch with him through her, telling him what's been going on in this building step by step, and it's getting worse. It's escalating worse and worse. Every time you come in the building, there's something new. I just left out of here the other day to go to the store, and the front door was broke again. You're talking about a steel door that with a crossbar that the ones you find in factories and stuff. They're heavy duty steel doors. How they broke it, I have no idea. They broke it twice now though. So, and I reported that to him, and I report the poop and the crazy. My buddy dropped me off Easter dinner on the Monday. That Monday was Easter Sunday, or it usually falls on a Sunday, Easter. But Easter Monday, he brought me dinner here, and there was kids playing in the hallway, and I'm talking young kids, like 4, 5, and a baby playing at the landing on the second floor. Now there's 2 flights of steps still to go down to get to the front door. They could have fell and broke their necks. But these are the kind of people that are raising kids nowadays. They don't care. They wouldn't care. Why would they care if that baby rolled down the steps and broke their melon? But my company saw this, called me, like whispered to me, look, there's kids on the land. I said, I believe it. They're in there smoking weed, and they put their kids in the hallway. So this is what we're dealing with here. And like I said, children and youth should get involved. It's just ridiculous. People don't belong having pets or kids when they treat them like that. So I don't know if they stuck them in the hallway to make them cry and make me annoyed, but yeah, a lot of activity happens in this hallway. I got over a 25-minute video of the girl in the room 4 and her boyfriend arguing. Give me back my weed. I paid for it. You ain't nothing, bitch. You ain't nothing. You're a bum. How you going to make your escrow now? I'm like, what? 15, 20 minutes in the hallway and then 5 more outside or 10 more outside before he left. Oh, now if they would have argued in their apartment, I wouldn't have heard none of that. But since they didn't and they did it in the hallway, I had to record it. So there you go. You don't want to be on video and famous, well, keep it to yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't want to see it, taste it, touch it, feel it, or smell it. Keep it in your own apartment. And if you do smoke weed, buy a fan, Willie. Suck it out. Blow it out. That's all I'm asking. Buy a couple fans. Hell, don't let me stop you. Buy 6 fans. I don't care how many you got. Suck that shit out the window, and I won't have to complain. So there you go.